The British Council, a feeding frenzy of exploitation, the shadow of zero-hour contracts in education. The hallowed halls of education, often associated with stability and intellectual growth, are increasingly casting a shadow over the precarious employment conditions faced by hundreds of agency teachers working for the British Council. These educators, deprived of the security of regular teaching hours, find themselves embroiled in a weekly feeding frenzy. A desperate scramble for lessons that exposes a deeply troubling reality: the exploitation inherent in zero-hour contracts within a supposedly prestigious organization. This cutthroat competition, where teachers are pitted against each other for scarce teaching opportunities, stands in stark contrast to the image of the British Council as a respected international organization promoting education and cultural exchange. The accusations leveled against the British Council are not merely isolated incidents. They reveal a systematic issue impacting the lives and livelihoods of numerous educators. The relentless pressure to secure lessons each week, described by internal staff as 10 minutes of manic button pressing, panic, and expletives, underscores the immense stress and uncertainty that defines their working lives. This anxiety is further exacerbated by the rapidly growing pool of teachers competing for a limited number of available classes, a situation described as increasingly desperate by those directly impacted. This exploitation, however, is not unique to the British Council. It reflects a broader trend of gig economy practices seeping into various sectors, including education and even prestigious institutions like Oxford University. The casualization of work, pioneered by companies like Uber and Deliveroo, is now casting its long shadow over traditionally stable professions. Academics, teachers, and other professionals are increasingly finding themselves on precarious, gig-style contracts, stripped of the benefits and security afforded to employees with guaranteed hours. This erosion of job security has far-reaching consequences, affecting not only individual well-being, but also the stability and quality of the services provided. The current situation at the British Council has sparked significant concern and calls for reform. The Tefl Workers' Union, a staunch advocate for teacher rights, highlights the profound impact of this system on teachers' lives. Tom Leibowitz, the union's lead organizer, poignantly describes the daily struggles faced by teachers working under zero-hour contracts. With zero-hour contracts and agencies like Impelem profiting from a gig economy model, teachers are left scrambling for hours in a feeding frenzy, unable to plan for a future, whether that means starting a family or securing a mortgage. This inability to plan for the future, a fundamental aspect of financial stability and personal security, is a devastating consequence of the exploitative system in place. The government's recent announcement regarding the ban on exploitative, zero-hour contracts offers a glimmer of hope. Ministers have pledged to mandate that firms offer agency workers contracts guaranteeing a minimum number of hours per week, effectively preventing employers from circumventing employment regulations. However, the effectiveness of this legislation in addressing the underlying issues remains to be seen. The implementation and enforcement of these new regulations will be crucial in preventing similar situations from arising in the future. This issue extends beyond the immediate concerns of individual teachers. The British Council, funded by the UK government, is accountable for its actions. The Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, is responsible for the organization's policies, operations, and performance, and parliamentarians are poised to address this matter. The Tefl Union confirms that at least one parliamentarian intends to raise the concerns regarding the treatment of teachers with the government, ensuring that this issue remains at the forefront of political debate. The whistleblowing that brought this situation to light highlights the urgent need for systemic change. The internal messages, obtained from a whistleblower and shared with the Observer, paint a vivid picture of the desperation and distress experienced by teachers. These candid accounts shed light on the realities of this feeding frenzy, where securing lessons becomes a stressful, competitive struggle rather than a secure and predictable element of professional life. The sheer volume of teachers competing for a diminishing number of lessons only exacerbates this problem, creating an environment where employment insecurity is the norm. The allegations of exploitation against the British Council are not just about individual contracts. They represent a larger systemic issue within the education sector, mirroring concerning trends in other industries. The inherent vulnerabilities of the gig economy, particularly the lack of benefits and job security, are impacting highly skilled professionals. This case underscores the urgent need to address the ethical and practical implications of widespread zero-hour contracts and to create a fairer and more sustainable employment landscape for educators. The British Council, as a leading organization in the field, must be held accountable for its role in perpetuating this exploitative system. Only through comprehensive reform and a commitment to fair employment practices can we ensure a future where educators can focus on their core mission, inspiring the next generation of learners, free from the daily anxiety of a feeding frenzy for work. The ongoing debate in Parliament, the commitment from unions, and the courageous whistleblowers highlight the growing demand for justice and a fundamental shift in how we value and support educators. The future of education depends on it.